Row.
Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us today for this WiCyS webinar. I am so pleased to be joined with Doug here today from Haystack Solutions, and we're going to be talking about the WiCyS Internship Program. We're super excited that we have 11 employer partners that have partnered with the WiCyS organization to kick off this internship program. And so today's session is going to be a real quick intro to the WiCyS organization. If you don't already know about it, I recommend that you subscribe to our newsletter, and I'll review that in just a moment. Then we're going to dive into why we got into this internship program and what problem is it solving. And then Doug is going to review the Cybergen Iq assessment and the takeaways that you're going to be able to walk away from having those assessment results, and then just the entire workflow of what this internship program is, and the matching process that we have, the criteria that we have, and we'll open it up for questions from there. So my name is Lynn Dome. I'm Women in Cybersecurity Executive Director. We often go by our acronym WiCyS, and we spell that WiCyS. We pronounce it WiCyS, like we sisters, because we are a global cyber sisterhood. So our mission is to recruit, retain, and advance women in cybersecurity, and we do so by creating opportunities. We have over 5,800 members and representation in over 70 countries. In addition to that, we have over 50 professional affiliates. I think we're at 52 professional affiliates right now. And professional affiliates are industry professionals, women in cybersecurity, that have formed mini WiCyS organizations, either within their region, their corporation, or specialty area. So they're all throughout Africa, Australia, Canada, France, India, Pakistan, the UK, and throughout the United States. And we have specialty affiliates in WiCyS Artificial Intelligence. We have WiCyS BISO, one in cloud security, one in critical infrastructure. We have data privacy and cybersecurity law. We also have LGBTQ plus pride. We have a WiCyS neurodiversity affiliate, a WiCyS military affiliate, and so many more. On top of that, in addition to all of that, we also have a thriving global community within our student chapters. So right now we have over 180 student chapters with a big global student chapter initiative funded by Microsoft Philanthropies for us to reach 23 more countries. So what do? We create opportunities, and we have many different initiatives and training programs that help make that happen. Our online member forum is for all our members to network and connect there. We have skill development training programs that are funded by Google, Meta, Bloomberg. AWS builds out a roadmap for us. I have my AWS game day shirt on right now because we'll be kicking off that session in 1 hour. Woohoo, we're super excited. But that's a training program that our AWS, as a strategic partner, has brought to our WiCyS members. Target has built out an entire cyber defense challenge. Fortinet has done their NSE 4 certifications, summer boot camp with the WiCyS organization. SANS Institute and so many others have committed to these training programs, and that's for our members to receive advancement opportunities. We have scholarships, grants, and awards not only to our conference that's coming up March 16th through the 18th, which all our scholarships, grants, and awards applications are open and on our website. If you go to WiCyS.org under WiCyS 2023, because it's our 2023 conference, you will see the applications for that. That's all open until October 31st. So I encourage you to jump on board with that. But we also offer scholarship, grants, and awards to other conferences as well. We have our Cyber Talent Emergency Fund for all cybersecurity students that would qualify for that. They could receive up to $599 within 48 hours of sending in an application. And this is true financial emergencies, like your car broke down. You can't afford your medical bill, your rent, you're short money on rent. These are medical emergencies that come up in your life, and we're here not only as a community to support you, but also to offer additional financial assistance to our students, because we don't want you stepping away from your cybersecurity studies. We need you to stay focused because the workforce needs you. We also offer speaking and media opportunities for our members to be what others can see, and that's the cybersecurity professionals they are. Our Job Board Plus Plus is a place where WiCyS members upload their profiles, add their resumes, and get recruited from. We have apprenticeships, internships, which we're talking about today, leadership summits, all sorts of stuff, mentor-mentee, all great things going on within the WiCyS organization. You get the idea. Wherever there's a gap, we're here as a nonprofit to bridge that gap. And then we owe all that as special thanks to all our strategic partners. Our tier ones are AWS, Bloomberg, Carnegie Mellon, Software Engineering Institute, Cisco, Fortinet, Google, Intel, Lockheed Martin, Meta, Microsoft, Optum, Sandia National Labs, and SentinelOne. So before we kick it off, again, here's that little slide I was referencing. You go to WiCyS.org in the upper right-hand corner. It says subscribe. Please kindly subscribe to our newsletter to never miss a beat about all great things that WiCyS is going on. And I want to encourage you to ask questions. So today it's going to be Doug and myself. We're going to be just doing a brief overview of the internship program, and then put your questions in the chat box. I see we already have a question come in. So certainly please continue to put your questions in that area and we'll answer them live. So what do we have going on? We have our WiCyS Internship Program. And this is it was a piloted program in February. We had 4 employer partners that raised their hands and said, yes, this is a great idea, and we will participate in a pilot. They were very pleased with the results. And so now we have launched it as a full WiCyS offering. So how did this internship program come about? Is way back in last October, so almost a year ago, I attended a student chapter president meeting. So it was student chapter presidents from around the globe and faculty advisors there in this meeting. And during that meeting, there was this conversation from one of the presidents that it's an extreme amount of frustration that happens in the internship application process. We as an organization have all these strategic partners and they have internship opportunities. Then our members go from internship portal to internship portal and they fill out these applications from one strategic partner to another, to another, to another. And all these different type of partner portals ask a lot of the same exact questions. And sometimes our members would get a response back. Most times they didn't. They felt like they were sinking hundreds of hours of time into this internship application process, really not knowing if it was going into a black hole or if they were being seen or heard, or if that employer partner recognized that these individuals were actually WiCyS members and making that connection from our members to strategic partners. So that was really interesting to me. I mean, it's been a very long time and I won't give you the years because I don't want you to do the math, but you know the drill. It's been a long time for me since I applied for an internship program. So I listened to those concerns and I brought it to our mission support team and our strategic partner team meetings. And I let everyone know that this is what we're hearing from the community and what are you seeing on your side? Well, these employer partners have agreed that yes, indeed, that this is a problem that they're seeing on their side as well. So they have agreed to help us launch this internship program. Just a second, I'm trying to... Oh my gosh, I'm out of this. So here we go. Sorry about that. I apologize. I got like locked out of my own screen. So here, so back on track. So these employer partners were like, great. And here we are. Now we have 11 employer partners. These have all committed to agree to be a part of the program. I'll give you an update. As of right now, our applications are open, and that our employer partners have submitted all their internship job recs. We have created one simple application so that our WiCyS members don't have this application burnout that they've been experiencing. And what we've also done is we've layered the Cybergen Iq assessment on top of it, because we know not all WiCyS members are going to be able to qualify and get these internships. Our employer partners have agreed to take a look at the short list of WiCyS members that identify and match their criteria and take them through the internship process themselves. but not all WiCyS members are going to get these internships. So we wanted to ensure that as a community, as us, as a nonprofit, that we're providing you all with something to walk away from. And that's where we were able to kindly partner with Doug and Haystack Solutions with the Cybergen Iq assessment. And that's a 2.5-hour assessment. And Doug is going to be talking about that in just a minute. So the timeline, September 6th, applications open. Rah, rah, rah. It was super great. We have like a few hundred applicants that have gone through it. Today is the webinar, so it's wonderful. September 19th, the applications close and they do not get extended. As soon as we close them, we close them. So you have to make sure that you not only fill out the application, but you do all the other steps, the Cybergen Iq assessment and everything else. If you don't complete all the steps by the evening call of business of September 19th, there will be no reopening the process for you to complete the steps. So remember that all of the steps of the program need to be completed before the application closes at the call of business on September 19th. So September 25th is we're going to send out to all those that complete the Cybergen Iq assessment. We're going to be sending you out a nifty little badge, and that badge looks like this. How about that? That's something for you to showcase on social media so that on LinkedIn and Twitter, you're being seen and recognized as an individual that's showing up and putting yourself out there for your career advancement opportunities. And so that's really a very valuable piece there. And then on September 27th, employer partners receive a short list of the WiCyS members matched with their internship job requirements. And then on the 28th, we will notify all the applicants of who have been sent over to the employers. And then also it is the employer's responsibility then to look at those applicants and take them through their internship process. From there, they're applying an interview process from that point moving forward. So this is just a rundown of everything. The matching process is that first we align everything according to the highest scores for the domains in the Cybergen Iq assessment. Then we have established a filtering criteria based on job requirements. And if needed, a partner will do an interview to narrow the results further. But at the end of the day, WiCyS sends a short list of WiCyS member candidates to each employer for each job that they submitted. So with that, I am going to pass the mic on over to Doug to explain a little bit about the Cybergen Iq assessment.
Brilliant. Thank you. You guys, my machine was acting funny. You can hear me, right, Lynn?
I could hear you just fine.
All right, perfect. So many WiCyS members have taken Cybergen Iq as part of either a mentoring program or the SANS partnership, or as a part of the internship last year. One of the first questions I can answer is for those that have already taken it, you don't need to retake it. Just make sure that when you apply for the internship, you're able to you use the same email you used in the past, and we'll just find those results, and you don't need to take anything again. So the Cybergen Iq is a cognitive assessment that was developed by the military to help look out at the people coming into the service, or the people that might come into the military services, and say, who are the potential future cyber leaders? Who are the diamonds that look like just like everybody else, but might have an innate kind of cyber genius that that's undiscovered. And we want to be able to test people that don't know anything about technology, or don't have anything more than ability to read at an 8th grade level. How do we look at that population and find some really exciting cyber leaders? So that was the design intent, and it was developed and validated for that purpose. And what the scientists discovered is that there are sort of 4 different styles of thinking that are key to success in cyber professions. And then there's a 5th style that is also extremely important, but not specifically predictive for one profession over another. But initiating, if we look at the diagram on the left, on the north axis, the positive y-axis, initiating thinking is really the person who has the mental discipline to sort of kick down the door is they're going to initiate action and be prepared, kick down the door and deal with what's on the other side of the door. You can think of as responding action is the person who is standing guard on the door and is able to maintain vigilance and be prepared to respond when someone else initiates action. And you need both mental disciplines for a successful cyber workforce. But they are slightly different. Some people are strong at both, and some have a strength in one versus the other. Now, on our x-axis, real-time thinking is those who are able to make decisions with limited information in a short period of time with potentially conflicting information, but they're okay and comfortable making those decisions. Some people, if you put them in that situation, they lock up. They're not sure what to do, and that dominates their decision making. Some people, another type of thinking is exhaustive thinking, where it's the exact opposite, where you say, you know what, I don't have enough information, and I'm going to postpone decision making until I have the right information. And both ends of decision making are needed in the cyber profession, but just in different roles at different times. So, if you're strong at real-time thinking and strong at initiating, that tends to be strongly predictive of someone who's got a really good propensity for offensive operations. Penetration testing, ethical hacking, things like that. If you're strong at the real-time thinking and strong at responding, that says someone who's got a strong mental fit for defensive operations. Strong at responding and strong at exhaustive, someone who's got a really good strength for analysis and forensics. And for strong at initiating and strong at exhaustive, that would be design and development. That would be the person who's able to look into the void and say, what should be here? And critical thinking is, visual spatial working memory and other complex problem solving that isn't specifically predictive of one or the other, but it's kind of like nitrous in a fuel system. It accelerates everything in one profession or the other. So that's the cognitive overview. And we've been excited to partner with WiCyS team members and with WiCyS partners on applying this to their selection. So that's the overview. The total time at keyboard for the assessment is typically an hour and a half to 2.5. You don't have to take it in a single sitting. After you do the first piece of the online application, you're able to you get an invite to take the assessment, and from there, and I'm actually you get an invite to take the assessment, and from there, you get an email. You're able to log in, and you don't have to take the assessment in a single sitting. You can come back to it, as many times as you'd like, and then once you complete that, you'll get a note that you've completed that, and you'll proceed to the third step of the process, which is filling in information on reviewer, which is where you put in your information about, where you'll be during the summer of 2023, what your technical skills are, your resume, cover letter, and many of the normal things that go into a job application. That's Lynn, that overview. I can knock out a handful of questions. I can send out a higher res image of this. So that's one of the questions. I'll make it available. We don't need
I'm going to end this slide, Doug.
Okay.
I'll end this slide. Yeah. Okay.
Good. So yeah, you don't need to retest. Don't need to do it again. The opportunities that most of the partners are sending are for the summer of 2023. When we did this last year, when we did this in February and March, that was for 2022 summer, and many partners had already filled their internship position. So we wanted to get an early start this year. And I understand that for some reason my video is a bit delayed. Apologies. I'm glad that my audio is keeping up. So I put in one of the announcements the link in the member portal someone had asked, how do you apply? I put the link in the member portal to the first part of the application process. Not so someone asked, I mean, if your graduation date is spring of 2023, can you still participate? Absolutely. Some of the positions don't have a qualification that you need to be a junior, a senior, undergrad, overgrad, whatever. Some do have that qualification, but that's the nice thing about doing it this way. You can describe who you are and your, where you stand, and you'll get consideration for the ones where you meet those criteria. And that's what the application that's in Reviewer is essentially kind of a union set of the key questions from all of the application processes for all of the partners, so that we can discern and send them the ones that qualify. So let's see. Someone asked if someone could look over the resume before they submit. I am 100% confident that there would be someone in the WiCyS network that could. I mean, you could reach out to either Lynn or myself, and someone would be able to help you with that. Or Colleen, and someone reach out to somebody and say, hey, I'd like someone to take a look at this, and that will get addressed. 100% confident in that. So someone asked the question, chance of landing a job. So what our partners have, and I assume that the complete question is, what are our chances of landing a job via this approach? So so far we have, as of when I looked like 2 a.m, we had about 350 applicants, 350 that had submitted the Zoho form in the member portal, and about 80 had completed the assessment either recently or by virtue of having taken it previously. I assume those numbers are going to increase over the coming days, and I've sent reminders to everybody that hadn't completed it with the number of assessments that remain. So, we assume it's going to be several hundred, which is very exciting. Our member companies, the tier 1 and tier 2 strategic partners, have guaranteed not, they can't legally guarantee that who they're going to hire. That's just in employment law is not possible. But what they have guaranteed is that the resumes that we provide on the short list are going to cut through the resume black hole that happens on everybody's essentially Meta's and Microsoft and CMU's job portals. So we cut through that noise, and these resumes are guaranteed to get a look. And what we've heard from our partners is that they're guaranteed to get a strong look because they're already pre-qualified against all the key criteria, and they have these strong, the strong indications of success via the Cybergen Iq score. So, are your odds? And so far, we've got about 25 discrete positions amongst the partners, and we expect a few more in the coming days. So it might be 30 to 35 discrete openings. So let's say we have 300 complete applications amongst 30 positions. I mean, that those are strictly the numbers. So we can slice that probabilistically a couple of different ways, but those are what I think the raw numbers are. Someone's question was, how to apply. I put in one of the announcements the URL for the application in the WiCyS member portal. By virtue of my type of member access, I actually can't access that form, so I can't show a screenshot of it. But hundreds of people have been able to find it, so I know it's there and live.
And I just put it in the announcement on the bottom of the screen. Everyone that is joining us as an audience, they should see at the bottom of their screen the link. It's an announcement that the link that directly brings you over to the WiCyS website that has the application there.
So I'm early in my career and years away from a bachelor's, but I want to pivot to a more technical aspect. Are there internships or apprenticeships available for that? So yes, there actually are. Some of them tend to be extremely technical, but some actually, we do have a couple of them that are looking for people that have some cyber knowledge and are aware of, have enough cyber knowledge, but could be supportive of business development positions and things like that. So I would say give it a whirl. And let's see, people. Oh, so abroad. This is really interesting. Um, there, interestingly, there are going to be positions from Dell uh, for Ireland and India. Now, uh, from abroad, here is going to be the situation that we expect for all of the positions. All of the companies so far, um, even the ones ignoring India and Ireland for a minute, they are, even if the position is remote, the candidate will have to be employable under U.S. employment law. So the internship, unless it, and only in the case of Dell, are the positions being sourced out of a non-US based piece of their organization. So even if the position is remote, it might be, if you're a US citizen living in Ireland, you could work a remote position that is in the US because you are a US citizen employable under US law. So if we hope, given what feels like the success our partners are seeing from the program, we believe it's very probable in some out years that we could create a center of mass for applications in other countries, and we'd invite the WiCyS membership to tell us what locales we should be focusing on. But so abroad, the way I'm going to have to answer that question, and I'll say this, and for Lynn to sharpen the pencil if I miss something, but for the vast majority of the positions, even if remote is possible, you will have to be employable under U.S. law unless the position clarifies that. So I wouldn't say don't apply, because the application does. We are asking, U.S. citizen or right to work in U.S. under what visa. But again, since these are all U.S. partners, except for the Indian Ireland, you'll need to be employable under U.S. law. So Lynn, anything about that? You think I missed?
No, you got it covered.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. The separate assessment goes only in interest. Okay, so the assessment, whether you're interested in other areas of jobs like cyber audit and compliance, is actually the same assessment, but there's a different sort of score pattern that fits that the cyber audit and compliance actually tends to be in what we call the design and development quadrant. There's a handful of professions that fit in there. So no, it's not a separate assessment. Already covered. Some positions again will require certain graduation dates, and some don't. You do not. Not all the positions require that you are currently enrolled. So let's see. I think. So someone asked where can they provide feedback on the assessment, and they had a strong response that could be of use to researchers. And after the whole program is over, I send a detailed survey out to everyone who signed up to take the assessment. Get feedback about the process, about the questions. You can either the process allows you to either give me detailed responses or summary responses, and so that will go to everybody like we did last year. So only open to individuals who have graduated. Right? Nope, got that one. Degree is not required for all of them. Let's see how many applicants are going to be chosen. Okay, so typically the short list for partners is typically going to be 10 names. Well, 10 complete applications. Can you retake? So right now, one of the things that we're developing is the ability for people to retake the assessment. Right now, because this is technology that we're commercializing out of a university, we're not nearly as mature as something like the SAT, where you can sit and take the SAT multiple times, as I'm sure everybody likes to. So at this moment, no, but that's something we anticipate being able to roll out hopefully very soon.
And Doug, I just want to interject here for a second that Aristocrat also has positions in India as well.
Oh,
in the
brilliant.
interns. Yeah.
Perfect.
Someone posted that in the chat. I'm assuming it's someone from Aristocrat that put it in there. So I wanted to just mention that as well. Do a little shout out to those positions too.
Yeah. So let's see, different from, the difference between the internship program and the apprenticeship program. So apprenticeships are designed, and I can't speak, I'm not sure this questioner which specific apprenticeship program they had in mind, but an apprenticeship is designed as on-the-job training to become permanent employment. That's the design intention of an apprenticeship program. An internship is typically a defined periodic employment where you may or may not come back, and that's that's up to the potential employer, and you can or cannot. But so these are all internships. We've had success creating apprenticeship programs with companies, and we hope to keep creating more. So someone asked the question, how will I be eligible? I think the broad eligibility is being a WiCyS member. So let's see. Someone wants to get white papers, but they don't want to be contacted by sales. Well, you can reach out to me and I won't try and sell you. And I will send you white papers. So everybody who's applied has a Haystacks email, either mine or support, or mine or Kata or support. So just email any one of those and I will send you white papers and not sell you. Let's see. Are we use a school email or personal? It doesn't matter what. Whether you use a school or personal, it doesn't matter. As long as, as long as you are, as long as you are the student you say you are, and we're not checking your transcripts, but of course, the school the company you hire will, potential the company who will hire you, may check things. So as long as using one versus the other is not for some other obfuscation purpose. If you're Africa, go, please, Lynn.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Well, someone mentioned, is the internship open to other parts of the WiCyS network, like the LGBTQ plus Pride chapter, or it's actually a professional affiliate that we have? So these offerings, so we are a member-based organization. These offerings are part of the global membership. So our global membership is a little different than our affiliate, communities. So certainly you could be a part of our affiliate community, like our Pride community, and then also be a part of WiCyS Global, which most individuals are. And then this offering is a WiCyS Global offering. And if you go to our WiCysWebsite.org, you'll see join, and you'll see that there's drop downs there for you to join as a WiCyS member in order to access the application and get through this. Someone else mentioned, does privacy law fit in? I don't know if there's any particular internship opportunities with the privacy law per se, but I would still go through this process because it's a good learning experience and you would be able to identify where you fit in. But also check out our website, WiCyS.org, under initiatives. The first drop down is professional affiliates, and we have a data privacy and cyber law professional affiliate there. So those are the only two I wanted to answer.
Do you need to have a technical background? Absolutely not. Some of the companies, some of the positions at the companies will have technical requirements, and some will not. And so that is one of the advantages of of using this application approach, we help that get kind of sorted for you, and you don't need to check 15 companies' websites. Will the positions be remote or in person? Both. And in the application, you'll be able to say, what city you plan on being. Are you willing to relocate for a position? Will you require to be remote? There are no, in quotes, passing scores for an internship. There is, if one company has a highly specific set of requirements, meaning you have to have a certain graduation year, you have to be able to work, in a certain state, it's very possible that will filter out many people. So there may, with the score distribution on a per application basis is going to be very different because it's going to be based on a different set of requirements. So there is no one passing score. If you start the assessment, can you go backwards to answer previous questions? Do you go through the test? That actually depends on the test. And while some things actually let you go through the test multiple times, on the back end, we actually only take your first score. So it may feel like you're doing it again and like getting yourself a better score, but you're really not, because we can tell you've taken it multiple times, and we're actually only taking your first time through to be fair to everybody. Yes, you can show your Cybergen results to other employers or on LinkedIn. And one of the things that we do at the end of this is kind of a results conversation where we talk about the results for this applicant base, and people are able to ask questions of me and our cognitive scientists who helped create it. And so, yeah, and if anyone has specific results questions, I try to make myself very accessible, and you're welcome to reach out. Part-time internship. I don't, I believe that the internships are all full-time. I can't, I'm not sure about part-time. Right now, I do not believe there are. What if you've graduated? Some do not require you to be a current student. And our form allows you to say that you have graduated. And for, many of them, there is no requirement. There is this opportunity is not only open to students who are enrolled in the cyber degree program. Most of the positions do not have I'm not sure if any of them have a cyber degree requirement. Some might say that you're studying computer science or electrical engineering. But many of them do not have a named degree requirement. Some of them that have a degree requirement is that you are graduating in 2024, because for those opportunities, they want to hire people for the internship that they intend on hiring for full time. Let's see. How is the assessment assessed? How is assessment assessed? I'm not sure what the complete question there is. I can infer several complete questions that would take too long for this audience at this time. If that person's certainly welcome to reach out to me, and I can go into more detail. The assessment is validated several different ways under U.S. law. But you might also have been asking, how does the assessment do its assessment? So please, I can help whoever that is. Yes. About U.S. Internship, I'm on an OPT, which is what is the purpose of the internship? I just want to be sure I won't be turned down. It's not. Sorry. About U.S. Internship, I'm on an. I can't quite decipher the sentence there. It's what I can discern out of the question. None of these internships will last longer than a year. These are all summer internships. So if I missed the aim of that person's question, please reach out. Is being a student one of the requirements? Nope, it is not a requirement. So does the assessment direct you to all the roles that you are a fit for? What it's going to do is point out the areas where you have a strong natural fit, and the areas where, if you want to be in that quadrant, you're going to have to make, potentially an extra investment. And these results are borne out by lots of different validation. And so what we never want to do is close a door for somebody. We want to say that, look, if you really want to go on the offense route, there's going to be some things that may be challenging for you that might not be challenging for your peers, and that's okay, and you can lean into them if that's where you really want to be. Yes, if you are able to locate, that will be indicated on the form. All of these positions are paid positions. Let's see. What was wondering if you're going backwards while you take the test for the first time, not retake the test. Okay. So that question again, when you go back to question 1 after you do question 2, that depends on the test. Some will allow you without penalizing you, and some strictly because of what the cognitive process they're testing, no, you can't. The internship, what are the hours? That's up to the hiring company, and you will, if you're shortlisted, and they offer you a job, that'll be a part of your interview discussion with them. Are part-time students eligible? These are so our part-time students eligible. If you're eligible for full-time work, then that's how you manage your course load is your problem. Yep. All the internships are paid. So if we had started assessment and our device crashed in the middle of it, does that count against us? No, that does not. That counts on our side. We can tell that that's an incomplete session, and that does not count against you. Recent grad, if you're a recent grad, would you qualify for student WiCyS? If you're a recent grad, you qualify for a student membership of WiCyS. That's a Lynn question, not a Doug question.
Well, we consider a student for a year after they graduate. So if you're a student member, then you're considered qualified for that student membership for that year. And then after that, you would be in the professional membership category. But Doug, I am reading through a lot of these questions, and I feel like you've answered them all. Now we're getting the same repeat questions coming through. So I feel like we've done a really good job of answering all these questions. And the application is on the website. The information is at the bottom of your screen. If everyone could kindly just go to the website, there's information there. If you have additional questions, please reach out to info@wicsys.org, and we could navigate you to the right individual to answer those questions. But we love this program. Again, it was piloted in February. We're super thrilled with the 11 employer partners that really stepped up to provide this opportunity for the WiCyS members. And we appreciate Doug and Haystack Solutions for putting their time and attention and cultivating the program and creating it the way it is, and offering the Cybergen Iq assessment to help make this a smoother process for all as they're navigating through the cybersecurity ecosystem into your career pathway. So we appreciate everyone for joining us here today, for the audience, your time and attention, for sharing your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're calling in from. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any additional questions, take it on over to info@wicsys.org. But Doug, would you like to leave with any last final words, Doug?
Yeah, but the last thing I want to say is that the collaboration with the WiCyS mentoring program and the WiCyS internship program from February were hugely valuable to our organization. We got such great feedback. And I hope that as anyone who was a participant of either of those, I hope that, this time through, that they've seen some of the learnings from those implemented. And but as always, we're gonna get a survey out to everybody and try and learn, from their feedback and keep rolling it forward. But we love working with the WiCyS community, so grateful for getting to participate, Lynn. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Doug. Yeah, everyone have a wonderful afternoon. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.